Scout has surprisingly solid secondary selection. You got your pistols that offer different perks like increased mobility or heal on hit, drinkables that either make you invulnerable or die in like 2 seconds, or this mid cleaver thing. But arguably the strongest secondary has to be Mad Milk. It's kind of funny, I see nobody talking about this whenever Scout is broked up, and when it's broked up everyone just makes jokes about it. But here in my channel we are distinguished gentlemen and we won't make such jokes. But first, let me come up with the coverage of the unlock stats and weapon history. Mad Milk is a pretty simple unlock. It's a throwable projectile weapon that has splash radius of 200 hammer units, and when it soaks an enemy, 60% of all damage dealt to your foe will be returned as health. That means you and your team all benefit from milk enemies for 10 whole seconds or 2.5 seconds if the target is being healed. It has a 20-second recharge time, but if you use it to extinguish teammates, it reduces the cooldown by 20%, so about 4 seconds gets reduced. I want to tell you some fun facts about this unlock. Did you know, despite its description saying it's now milk, it's not really, that other stuff? The reason for it is actually because it's milk from a radiated cow, so it doesn't classify as a milk anymore. Pretty fun, huh? There's also a reskin of this weapon called Mutated Milk, and its strange version is very expensive. But hey, if you have spare money and like bread, there's that option. But I want to talk about its history now. The weapon was added in the Manconomy update in a set called Special Delivery. Using Mad Milk with Short Stop, Holy Mackerel and Milkman will grant Scout 25 plus max HP, so he would have 150 HP instead of the 125. Of course the items and bonus was removed in 2013, but the weapon itself hasn't received much changes other than few tweaks like reducing the heal rate from 75% to 60% and added a 20% cooldown bonus. Now that we have these stats and other fun stuff out of the way, I want to now argue why this weapon is the strongest Scout secondary. Firstly, healing on demand is always really powerful. There's a reason why teams that have a medic have higher chances of winning, and what do you really give up? A can of soda that makes you invulnerable for 6 seconds or a damaging secondary in case you run out of ammo in your primary. Sure, not having a pistol might make 1v1 situations slightly trickier, but you know how you can mitigate it. By throwing a bottle of calm milk on the enemy and healing yourself through that way. That heal on effect isn't anything to laugh at, as one good mid shot can heal you almost full, and this weapon also synergizes well with your team. Scout is generally a flanker, so his weapons mainly benefit him, but with this you can more easily help out your team by coating the enemies with milk and make your teammates stay alive longer with the heal on hit. You turn from a solely damage dealer to a flanker with utility capabilities. Mad Milk is also pretty good with tracking down invisible spies as they can reveal their location. It isn't as effective compared to Zarate, which reveals more of the cloaked spy, but hey, it's something. And again, you spawn with this thing, there's no recharge timer like with Gas Passer, and the cooldown is fairly quick too, as 20 seconds isn't that long of a wait time, especially when Scout can easily back up from a sticky situation and come back when the milk is ready. You can also extinguish your teammates, but I don't really think it's too worth it, as Afterburn most of the time isn't that threatening, and even if it reduces the timer by 4 seconds, you still might want to save it for an enemy. But if you do happen to find a teammate that is about to die from the fire, then this can save their life. There really isn't much of a downside using this unless you have a bad aim and need a pistol to finish off an enemy, or if they happen to stand on stairs, as it sometimes doesn't register that way. But other than that, there's a good reason why this unlock is banned in every major comp scene, as it's just really strong. So in order for it to be unbanned in the comp scene and make it weaker, here's how I will change it. I will make it so you don't have it available when you spawn, making it similar to how Gas Passer works. Its normal cooldown is 60 seconds, but you can speed it up by dealing damage. When you die, the cooldown resets, so it will incentivize you to stay alive longer for that sweet healing. It will still heal the same 60%, but if you choose to extinguish your teammate, I will make it so that it reduces the cooldown by 65%. So it will drop down from 60 to 20 seconds, mimicking the original cooldown. And boom, that's how I will change it. Now it probably isn't the greatest rework idea, I'm not exactly too sure how effective the extinguish mechanic will be, but Scout already excels in dealing damage, so he shall probably have no trouble getting that bottle. Where he gets that milk from is a mystery I do not want to answer, as I think it will be too traumatizing. But that's all I had to say about Mad Milk. It's pretty underrated in casual, but in comp it's really busted. I slept on this unlock for too long, as I always prefer to have a pistol, because well, there's a reason why I'm an engineer main. But do like the video if you enjoyed it, comment down below your own thoughts regarding this unlock, maybe it's not as powerful as I claim it to be, subscribe for more TF2 stuff and have a nice day.
I can milk you.